Readings of Almighty God's Words. Exposing Antichrists.
Excursus 4. Summarizing the character of Antichrists and their disposition essence. Part 1. E. Latching on to the powerful and oppressing the weak. The humanity of Antichrists also possesses something that is both disgusting and loathsome. That is, they latch onto the powerful and oppress the weak. If there are certain celebrities or people with power or status in the church or in the world, no matter who they are, Antichrists harbor infinite envy and admiration in their hearts for them, even currying favor with them. When they believe in Christianity, they claim that certain political heads are believers. And when they accept this stage of God's work in the last days, they assert that certain pastors from prominent denominations have also accepted it. Whatever they do, they always give it an impressive title. They always revere and emulate celebrities, and they feel satisfied only when they have at least managed to latch onto a celebrity or someone with status. When it comes to people with status, regardless of whether they are good or bad, Antichrists tirelessly ingratiate themselves and flatter and fawn over them. They are even willing to serve tea and take out the chamber pot for them. On the other hand, when dealing with those without status, no matter how upright, honest, and kind these individuals may be, Antichrists bully and trample them whenever possible. They often boast about how so-and-so is a business executive in society, how wealthy so-and-so's father is, how much money so-and-so has, and how huge so-and-so's family or company is, emphasizing their prominence in society. Regarding false leaders and Antichrists in the church, no matter what evil deeds they commit, Antichrists never report, expose, or discern them. Instead, they follow closely after them, doing whatever they are told. They become the followers, foot soldiers, and slaves of whichever level leader they follow. When dealing with those with power, influence, wealth, and status, they appear exceptionally subservient, humble, and inept. They are extremely obedient and submissive, nodding and complying with everything those people say. However, when dealing with ordinary people without status, they put on a different air, using an imposing manner when they speak to overpower people, wanting to be superior, as though they were unbeatable, stronger and higher than anyone else, making it hard to discern any problems, flaws, or weaknesses in them. What kind of character is this? Is there some connection between this and being insidious, ruthless, and heedless of shame? Latching on to the powerful and oppressing the weak. Isn't this the ugly and evil side of the humanity of Antichrists? Do you think people with such humanity are upright? Are the things they say to those with status and the powerful truthful? Are the things they say to the weak truthful?
None of it is truthful.
Therefore, this item has some connection to habitual lying. Judging by this item, the character of Antichrists is abominable to the extreme, and they possess two entirely different faces. This kind of person has a nickname, chameleon. They never treat people based on the truth principles, humanity, or whether those people are pursuing the truth within the house of God. Instead, they treat people differently based solely on their status and influence. When dealing with those who have status and abilities, they go to great lengths to ingratiate themselves, flatter them, and get close to them. Even if they are beaten or scolded by these people, they willingly endure it without any complaints. They even continuously admit their own uselessness and become servile, though what they truly think inside is entirely different from their outward behavior. If someone with status and prestige speaks, even if it's a fallacy and heresy of Satan that is completely unrelated to the truth, they will listen to it, nod in agreement, and superficially accept it. On the other hand, if someone lacks capability or status, no matter how correct their words are, Antichrists will ignore them and look down on them. Even if what they say aligns with principles and the truth, they won't listen to it, but will instead refute, mock, and ridicule them. This is another feature found in the character of Antichrists. Judging by their ways and principles of comporting themselves and dealing with the world, these individuals can be definitively classified as unequivocal disbelievers. The manifestations of their character are lowly, sordid, and base. Latching onto the powerful and oppressing the weak is a typical method of social interaction for people like Antichrists. They engage in lively conversations and cozy up to non-believers. But when they turn and see the brothers and sisters, they have nothing to say and no common language. These are Antichrists. When discussing matters related to faith in God, doing duties, life entry, or changes in disposition, they have nothing to say and no interest. However, when talking about non-believers, especially those with wealth and influence, political figures, social elites, celebrities in music and film, social trends, and matters related to dining and entertainment, they become extremely talkative and can't be stopped. It seems that they particularly yearn for such a life and social status. Although such individuals believe in God, it's only because of their own difficulties and hidden intentions and goals. They believe in God solely for blessings, and even after believing in God, they can't let go of such things. Therefore, when discussing matters of dining and entertainment, they grow enthusiastic. When speaking to brothers and sisters, it's a different story. From the depths of their hearts and souls, they look down on those who believe in God, those who pursue the truth, and those who are honest and upright. They discriminate against and scorn such individuals. When Antichrists see leaders in the church, they think, they don't look like leaders. They don't resemble officials at all. Compared to worldly officials, they are far inferior, lacking in demeanor and style. If they learn that some leaders don't have a high level of education, they discriminate against them in their hearts. What do you think they feel when they see me? At a glance, they think, Christ, the incarnate God, is a nobody with no higher education, who isn't that tall, whose appearance isn't prepossessing, who lacks demeanor, and whose dress is common. Everyone says that he has the truth. This is the only thing worth paying attention to, and there's nothing else impressive about him. Look at what those powerful people wear in society. What brands are your clothes and shoes? What is your hairstyle? Did you get your hair cut at a famous salon? How much did it cost for one haircut? I say, I don't spend a penny on haircuts. I cut it myself at home. They say, do you go for beauty treatments? Do you stay in hotels? What star rating? Have you ever been on a luxury cruise? I say, I don't know about these things. They say, then you're really quite ignorant. With your noble identity and status, why don't you have knowledge or an understanding of these luxurious and high-end things in the world? With your circumstances, you should go experience it for yourself a little. At the very least, you have to go to a high-end beauty salon, stay in a 5-star hotel, and go on a luxury cruise. At the very least, you should sit in first class when you fly. When they see me, they think little of me. But they have to acknowledge one thing, that is, I've never heard any of the things that you said during gatherings before. I must listen to what you say. But after the gatherings, they don't recognize me anymore. Just like a wolf. After you feed it, it turns around and bites you. That is the wolf's nature. When Antichrists see the ordinary brothers and sisters without money or influence, who simply love the truth and are able to pursue it, and who willingly do their duties, they disdain and exclude them. When they look at Christ and see an ordinary person, someone who in every aspect, in look, appearance, and demeanor, is a plain and ordinary person, can they immediately change their inner disposition and viewpoint? Their attitude toward things is based on their character. Lacking normal humanity, their attitude toward Christ is undoubtedly the same as their attitude toward an ordinary person. There is not even the slightest bit of respect. This is determined by their essence and character. The manifestation of this aspect of an Antichrist's humanity is as disgusting and loathsome as in other aspects. The various features we just fellowshipped about in an Antichrist's character can individually reveal the goodness or badness, the superiority or inferiority of their character. Is the character of a person who habitually lies superior or inferior? Is the humanity of a selfish and vile person good or bad? Is the humanity of a person who is heedless of shame good or bad? Is the character of an insidious and ruthless person superior or inferior? How is the character of a person who only knows how to latch onto the powerful and oppress the weak, who only abides by such principles? Such individuals are abominable to the extreme, not only lacking normal humanity, but one might accurately say that they are not human. They are scum, they are devils. Anyone devoid of the slightest conscience and reason is a devil, not a human being. F. More desirous than normal people of material things. There is another manifestation in the humanity of Antichrists. They are more desirous than normal people of material things. That is to say, their desire and demand for material things is particularly large. It is limitless. They are filled with aspirations for an extravagant lifestyle and are insatiably greedy. Some may say, The majority of Antichrists don't possess this manifestation. Not possessing it doesn't mean it's absent from their humanity. Once such people attain status, what are their principles for what they eat, how they dress, and how they look? As soon as they have status, they've got to have their way. They find opportunities. They have certain conditions, and their life is different. They become particular about what they eat, emphasizing ostentation and luxury. They insist on wearing and using brand name items, and the homes they reside in and cars they drive must be high-end and luxurious. Even when they purchase a utility vehicle, it must be outfitted with luxurious accessories. Some may ask, if they don't have money, why do they place such an emphasis on these things? Just because they don't have money, that doesn't mean they don't pursue such things, or that this desire is absent from their humanity. Therefore, once Antichrists gain a hold on the offerings in God's house, they squander them recklessly. They want to buy and enjoy everything, to the point of shamelessness and to an extent that is difficult to keep in check. They've got to drink high-quality tea served in gold-plated cups. Their meals must be sumptuous banquets. They insist on consuming special-grade ginseng, and they only use computers and phones from world-class brands that are always the latest models. They wear eyeglasses costing thousands of yuan, spend hundreds on hairstyling, and pay 1,000 or more for massage and sauna sessions. In short, they demand everything to be top-notch and brand name, wanting to enjoy whatever celebrities and powerful people enjoy. Once Antichrists have status, all these ugly things become evident. During gatherings, if only 3 to 5 people listen to their preaching, they find it insufficient and insist on having 300 to 500 people. When others say that there are adverse external circumstances, so a gathering of 3 to 5 people is already pretty good, they retort, "This won't do. Why are there so few people listening to my sermon? This isn't worth my time. We should buy a large church building that can hold tens of thousands of people for a more dignified sermon." Aren't they courting death? This is the kind of thing that Antichrists do. Aren't they also being heedless of shame? They have an extremely uncontrollable desire for and interest in a luxurious life and material things, which is another feature in the character of Antichrists. As soon as someone mentions gourmet food, luxury cars, brand-name clothing, and high-end and expensive items, their eyes light up and turn green with greed, and their desire surfaces. How does this desire come about? It is unmistakably a revelation of their demonic nature. Some Antichrists may be short on money, and when they see someone wearing high-end jewelry or a 2 or 3 carat diamond ring, their eyes light up, and they think, "If I didn't believe in God, I could wear a 5-carat one." They consider the fact that they don't even own a 1-carat ring, and they feel upset and start thinking that believing in God isn't worth it. Yet upon further consideration, they think, "I will receive great blessings in the future due to putting my faith in God. I could have a 500-carat diamond and wear it on my head." Do they not have desires? Seeing wealthy individuals on TV wearing designer clothes and floating on luxurious cruise ships at sea, they feel that it's incredibly blissful, romantic, noble, and enviable. They drool over it, saying, "When can I become that kind of person, a titan among men? When can I enjoy such a life?" They watch it over and over again until they think that believing in God is truly uninteresting. But then they reflect once again, thinking, "I can't think this way. Why do I believe in God?" You have to endure great suffering in order to come out on top. In the future, my life will be much better than theirs. They go on a luxury cruise, but I will fly on a luxury plane or a luxury flying saucer. I'll go to the moon. Are these thoughts even a little bit sensible? Do they align with normal humanity? This is another element in the humanity of Antichrists, an extremely uncontrollable desire for material things and a luxurious lifestyle. Once they obtain these, they become insatiably greedy, with a ravenous gaze and nature, wanting to possess these things forever. In the humanity of Antichrists, it's not just about envying the powerful. They also desire material things and a high-quality life. Normal humanity has a reasonable range of needs for life and material things. They have their daily necessities, the needs of work and living environments, and also their physical needs. It's enough that these needs are met, and it is considered relatively normal to moderate them based on one's capacity and economic conditions. However, Antichrist's need for and indulgence in material things is abnormal and insatiable. Some Antichrists pursue a high quality of life in particular. When they live in a host family where the food is all simple meals, they feel a bit irritated. Moreover, if the people in this family are pursuing the truth, are fairly honest, and won't flatter them, fawn over them, or say what they want to hear, they become even more disgusted, thinking, "Where can I get some good food and stay in a big house? Who has good living conditions? Who has a car and can drive me places and pick me up so that I don't have to walk?" They are always concerning themselves with such matters. Do you have these kinds of people around you? Are you this kind of person?
These things are also present in our humanity.
Then can you keep them in check? Indulging in comfort is not the same as insatiable greed. It should be kept in moderation without holding up the performance of one's duty. This is the humanity possessed by normal corrupt people. However, Antichrists do not practice moderation. They are insatiable and habitually rapacious. Regarding this manifestation, do you have anything else to add?
I've seen an Antichrist before. At the time, a sister had bought her more than 10 down jackets, all from famous brands, and this Antichrist wore them one by one, changing into a new one each time she went out. Later, she became a leader, and she used God's offerings to buy a sedan. Someone even bought a nice house specifically to host her, and when she went out shopping, this host sister followed closely behind. If she liked a piece of clothing, she would simply point to it, and her host sister would hurry to purchase it for her. When she returned home, she would call the host family in advance and say that she wanted to eat dumplings. The timing for boiling dumplings had to be calculated precisely, not too early, or they would cool down, and not too late, or she would have to wait in hunger when she got home. She was like an empress dowager. Her lifestyle was extremely luxurious. Later, this Antichrist was expelled.
Look at how ignorant and foolish these people were, buying a house in Sudan for an Antichrist. Antichrists believe that people come into this world to enjoy things, that if one doesn't indulge in these things, then their life is lived in vain. This is their principle and theory. Is this theory correct? It is purely the view of non-believers, beasts, and dead people without spirits. People who believe in God and still have such viewpoints are out-and-out disbelievers and non-believers. Once these sorts of people gain status, they become antichrists through and through, and without status, they are evil people. Habitual lying, insidiousness and ruthlessness, lacking a sense of honor, and being heedless of shame, being selfish and vile, latching onto the powerful and oppressing the weak, and being more desirous than normal people of material things. These features of the character of antichrists are typical, highly representative, and obvious. While some of these manifestations may appear in ordinary people to some extent, their manifestations are simply a corrupt disposition, or manifestations of abnormal humanity, or lack of humanity that arise from the corruption of Satan. Through reading God's words, these people develop the awareness of conscience and the ability to let go of and rebel against these things and repent. These characteristics do not serve a dominant role in them, and they will not affect their pursuit of the truth or the performance of their duties. Only antichrists refuse to accept the truth regardless of how many sermons they hear. The traits and features inherent in their humanity will not change, and that's why such people are condemned in the house of God and can never be saved. Why can't they be saved? People with such character cannot be saved because they refuse to accept the truth, and because they are hostile to the truth, to God, and to all positive things. They lack the conditions and the humanity for salvation, and therefore these individuals are destined to be eliminated and cast into hell.